Hi everyone, I'm Kristen S. Enteria of the ECE3A, and this is my activity number 2 in the subject ECE36 Electronics 2 or Microprocessor, Microcontroller Systems and Design Lab. So here I'm going to discuss about the Arduino board and discuss its similarities and differences. So here I'm going to use Arduino Uno R3, which the counterfeit and the original. First is we're going to compare the microcontroller chip used by the Arduino Uno R3 counterfeit and original. They both use the same microcontroller, which is Atmega 328P, made by Atmel Company. So it is in a dual inline package with 28 pins. So as you can see here, this is our microcontroller chip. So it is labeled as Atmel Atmega 328P, and it has 28 pins in total, which has 14 pins on both sides. So next is the USB controller for its counterfeit. It has Atmega 16U2, while it has CH340G on its original. Next is the operating voltage, which they both have 5 volts. Next is the input-output pins of the counterfeit and the original. They both have 6 analog input pins. So here are the 6 analog pins labeled from A0 to A5. Next, they also have the same 14 digital input-output pins with 6 pins compatible with PWM or pulse width modulation, which are labeled with a curved dash line. So, here are the digital input-output pins labeled from 0 to 13. And these curved dash lines represent the pins which are PWM compatible, which are the pin numbers 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, and 11. And lastly, they also have 8 power and ground pins. So the power pins are connected here. So we have the VIN or the input voltage pin, the ground pins, a 5-volt power source, a 3.3 volt power source pin, the reset pin, and the IORF or the input-output reference pin. So the next thing that we are going to compare is the other components included in the controller board. So here we have the transistor, the P-channel MOSFET transistor, and its packaging is SOT23. We also have the resistor array, the ECE0805 LED packaging for the TX and RX here. Then we also have the VIA, which are the small holes which can be seen all throughout the PCB board of our Arduino. So here, for example, these holes, as you can see here in my counterfeit Arduino Uno R3, there are multiple holes here. So these multiple holes represent the VIA. If you think they might seem useless, but it's not. The VIA are responsible for connecting some of the parts of the 2 layers of our PCB board. Next, we also have the 0603 resistor and the 0603 capacitor. Next is the M7 diode, which has the packaging of SMB diode. And we also have a 3.3 volts voltage regulator, which with the packaging of SOT753, and lastly the 5-volt regulator with the packaging of SOT223. So these are the other components included in the controller board. Next is we have the PCB layout or design. So the Arduino PCB layout actually consists of 2 layers. The blue and the red colors correspond to different layers. The yellow lines represent the electronic components to be connected at the top of the PCB through the VIAs. The purpose of these VIAs is to connect a specific part of a layer to the electronic device or to the other layer as shown in the diagram. Here I have back some VIAs that connects the two layers, and I have encircled some VIAs that connects the electronic device or pins to a layer. So next is the PCB quality or the quality of soldering. So here in the left, we have our counterfeit product, and here on the right, we have the original product. Here you will see that they are almost the same and they do not have any particular differences between the quality of soldering. The only difference is the placing of labels and the design present in the board. Here, as you can see. Next is the memory sizes, which the original and the counterfeit Arduino Uno R3 have the same capacity. First is the flash memory, which with the 32 kilobytes, which of 0.5 kilobyte is used by the bootloader, both the counterfeit and the original. Next is the SRAM. We have 2 kilobytes, and for the EEPROM, we have 1 kilobyte. And lastly, it is our microcontroller clock speed that is determined by the crystal oscillator of our Arduino Uno R3, which is labeled with 16 megahertz. That would be all. Thank you for watching.